Most people set goals, but almost nobody achieves them. Why? Because they don't focus on the right things. I spent years struggling with myself with this after setting goals, making progress, and then falling back again. I have had success along the way, but I did not understand what led me to have all of these successes until I learned something powerful from Dan Martell. In one of his videos, he talks about the 7 principles to achieve your goals. Without realizing this, I have applied some of these principles in my own life. So today, I'm going to walk you through the 7 principles and share my story and show you how to use them to crush your goals in 2025. Dan talks about this idea of you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your standards. Most people set goals, but few actually achieve them. Why? Well, it's because the goals don't create success. Systems, habits, and standards do. Like where you are today is because of the things that you do on a daily basis. It's the daily habits that you do. So let's dive in. Dan talks about principle number 1, set your standards. This is really the foundation of success. The problem is that most people set goals, but they don't change their daily habits. The shift needs to be that success isn't about willpower, it's about raising your standards. So success becomes inevitable. Your goals don't define you, but your standards do. Your life is a reflection of what you're willing to tolerate. If you want different results, set higher standards. You see, back in 2006, I weighed over 260 pounds. I've always had the goal of losing my weight for years, but nothing would have changed. My weight would go up, then down, up and down, right? Then in 2010, I learned the truth about food and what it does to our bodies. And I made a decision. I wanted to be as healthy as I possibly can. And I started to learn about food and what it really meant. And this led me to really changing my standard around food. The decision I made was that I will only choose the food that actually benefits my body, not food that hinders it. I also started eating food that really was more for fuel than something that I just put into my body to fill my hunger. This meant no more processed food, like refined sugar, refined flour, no more animal products. I became 100% powered by plants. That one shift led me to losing over 70 pounds in about 6 to 7 months. And it wasn't because that was the goal, but it was because I was willing to change what I was willing to accept from myself. So if you have goals of, for an example, you want visible abs, don't set a goal. Set a standard with your diet, your training, and your recovery. Want to make more money? You need to set a daily standard for your daily outreach, the discipline, finances. What are the small habits that you will be doing every single day that will make that difference? So ask yourself, what standard do I need to set today to make my goals inevitable? And you need to take this across all of the areas of your life, of body, being, balance, and business. So principle number 2, design your environment. Make success automatic. The problem is that most people fail is because their environment is really working against them, right? Instead of relying on your motivation, design your surroundings so that the right action will become effortless. Your environment controls your habits. If you struggle to stay disciplined, change what surrounds you. Make the right choice easy and the wrong ones hard. How did we apply this when I was losing that weight? We were committed to being plant-based. We basically went through the kitchen and we got rid of all of the things that would be hindering us. I remember that day, we went through the whole kitchen, we looked at the labels, and anything that had refined sugar, that had refined flour, that was an animal product, we got rid of it. We took it out of our kitchen. We took out microwave out of our kitchen because I learned about what microwave actually does to water, that it changes the chemistry of the water, and we got rid of that. So have not used microwave in the last 14 years. So this meant no more junk food, no more just, having a cheat meal. We stocked our house with the food that actually supported our goals. Now, what I make sure today that when I get started or prepared whenever I'm doing something, for an example, I do it the night before. So if I want to go out and exercise, I lay out my clothes the night before so that I don't even have to think about it the day before. Now, you can do the same in all 4 areas of your life. So look at your environment. Where is it actually sabotaging you? And start thinking about how can you go and make that change today. Dan's principle number 3 is to gamify the process. Make winning fun. You see, people quit because they don't feel progress. The progress needs to be visual, measurable, and rewarding. Humans are weird and wired for this process. Tracking creates momentum. Turning your goals into game makes them addictive. Basically, what I do for me, I use the Warrior app to track more process. Daily tracking for my core 4 areas of body, being, balance, and business. I also use what I call the habit streak system. Once I get started, I don't want to break it. For an example, every single day for the last 160 days, I have ran down to the lake and went for a swim in the lake, even when it's frozen. I set micro goals. Instead of just lose weight, I track weekly milestones. I break it down and start looking at what are the things I need to do on a daily basis. What are those habits that I need to do? So if you want to stay motivated, make progress a game. Start tracking your progress in a way that makes it more exciting to keep you going. Principle number 4, connect to your identity. Who you becomes more than what you do, right? It's be, do, and have. Most people think success comes from doing something. In reality, success comes from being someone. If you want to have lasting change how you see yourself first. Your actions will always match your identity. If you see yourself as struggling, you'll always struggle. If you see yourselves as an athlete, you'll train like one. So I wasn't always just trying to lose weight, but I started to looking at myself who I was. I chose to become a plant-based athlete, right? If you aren't just trying to build a business, right? Start looking at yourself as a high-performance entrepreneur. Because when you change the identity, you start to think different. You start to look at yourself differently. So who do you need to become to make your goals effortless? Adopt that identity right now. Start telling yourself and have affirmations where you start looking at yourself as an entrepreneur, as for me, plant-based athlete. So principle number 5, upgrade your peer group. Surround yourself with high performers. You are the average of the people you spend most time around. If your friends aren't pushing you forward, they're really holding you back. Find people who challenge you. Spend time with those who are already achieving what you want. Your success is a reflection of the circle of people that you have around you. You see, when I made those changes and started looking at my life and how I want to go and upgrade, I joined masterminds and coaching programs, not to really learn new things, but to be in a proximity of others that are ahead of me. I'm going to basically surround myself with people who are fitter, wealthier, and more disciplined than me. That will help me to achieve my goals. Who in your life is lifting you up and who is holding your back? You know what? Make that tough choice. You may need to get rid of some people that are in your life if you want to achieve that goal. Are you that committed that you will be more concerned about you and how much you will go and get, or you will allow other people to hold you back? Principle number 6, get back on your horse. Failure is inevitable. Get back faster. You see, people quit after small failures. success isn't about never failing. It's about bouncing back fast. Missing one day isn't a failure. Quitting is. Progress isn't linear. Expect setbacks. The only difference between winners and losers is resilience. So if I missed a workout, or actually several things I've been running down to the lake for the last almost 6 months, I had injuries, I had blisters. Those things were setting me back, but I always made the decision to push myself. Part of it would help me is that I gamify the game. Also, I didn't want to break the streak. So like I said, right now, 160 days, every single day, going down to the lake, dipping myself in freezing water, right? So if you miss something, hey, get back at it. If you had an off-track meal, for an example, hey, you know what? Next meal, fix it. So stop letting one mistake become a downward spiral. Reset and move forward. Now, principle number 7, make it public. Accountability changes everything. Most people keep their goals private to avoid embarrassment. But when you make your goals public, you create unstoppable accountability. Fear of failure is a powerful motivator. Public commitment forces action. The more people know, the harder it is to quit. So I share my goals with my community, with my group. So today, take a look at, declare your goals publicly. Let people hold you accountable. So your next step is, if you apply these 7 principles in 2025, you will be and have a year that you finally achieve what you've been chasing. So which principles are you committing today? Drop down in the comment. Now, if this resonates with you, share it with someone else who needs to hear it. So just remember, you don't achieve your goals, you achieve your standards. So let's raise them. Again, if this resonates, comment down below. I will be posting more of these videos, sharing my story as I'm sharing going down to the lake and everything. But let's go and implement these 7 principles from Dan Martell.